Good morning from Melbourne Airport Terminal 1, the home of Qantas. We're flying over to Perth in Western Australia on their Airbus A330. We're going to get to enjoy lie-flat seats and international business class on a domestic route using 20,000 Avios and £6. So let's go and get our bags checked in and see what it's like to fly in business class with the spirit of Australia. When you're flying Qantas, you actually tag your own bag, bring it over here and put it in the conveyor belt yourself. Then you move over here to security. Now, as you can see, there's quite long queues for the regular, but since we're flying business class, we're allowed to use the Qantas Business, Platinum 1, Platinum and Gold priority queue. So let's go and head to the lounge. So included in our ticket is entrance to Qantas's frequent flyer lounge. Here the Melbourne lounge brings it, so let's go up and see what they have to offer. It's always nice to be outside of Europe when you see all these aircraft that you never get to see at my home airport or indeed anywhere in Europe. So let's go and get some brekkie. So like all things Australian, the Qantas lounge is bright, it's airy, they have a lovely breakfast selection. I don't like to film too much in these areas, people enjoy their privacy too much. So there's lots of natural light and there's lots of nice Aussie tucker. So I'm going to get myself a flat white and some breakfast before we board our A330 over to Perth. So welcome to Gate 12. This is our A330 that's taking us all the way over to Perth. So we're allowed to use the priority boarding over here. So let's go and get this magnificent aircraft all the way over to Western Australia. Welcome to seat 4A in this lie-flat business class. I'm going to give you a more in-depth tour of the seats once we get airborne, but just a very quick show you the leg room and the seat. As you can see, it is totally lie-flat. You have your in-flight entertainment. I've just been given a nice compressed green juice smoothie. So we'll sit back here and relax in this nice Australian music and this nice Australian environment, and 3 hours and 35 minutes is our flight. So while we're waiting to push back from the gate, it's a good way to explain how I got this nice seat. So British Airways and Qantas are both in one world, so I can redeem my BA Avios for this business class seat. There are very few taxes in Australia on air travel, so the £6 is the government taxation. This flight is also used with 737s, etc., but this is one flight a day they do. This flight comes in from Hong Kong or somewhere like that, so they use this on the international routes. So this is just a nice little perk to fly from Melbourne to Perth with a lie-flat seat, and £6, it's like an absolute bargain. So again, I always stress the versatility of Avios. This is one of the great little perks when you're within Australia. So I'm going to sit back and I'm sure I'll spend my £6 that I have spent on getting this nice lie-flat seat. Maybe get a wee bit of shut-eye. So I'll do some more pictures of takeoff and the in-flight service. Little video of the seat before I relax. As you can see, there's a mattress topper and a pillow and lots of room. And this is the seat now in the lie-flat position with your pillow, blanket. Nice for a 3-hour flight. This is primarily used to like Hong Kong and places like that, so it's nice and comfortable. So the service has started off with a little bit of Australian sparkling white and some mixed snacks just to start before we get our meal. I'm assuming there is a meal because I can smell something cooking in the galley. So the options were a beef casserole or a braised lamb. I went with the braised lamb, mashed potato and mixed veg. You get some sourdough, some oils, some butter and cheese, some cracker to go with the cheese, caburrata salad with couscous, still water and some bread, a little bit of chocolate. It's strange having this sort of meal at 10 o'clock in the morning, but it was all that was on offer. So I'm going to eat this, see what it's like, and then have a nice little hour's sleep. The crew did say to me that they have mentioned to Qantas many a time that this is a breakfast flight, so it should be a breakfast menu, but to no avail. But anyway, I'm going to tuck into this. It smells nice, so let's enjoy. So I've just put the bed into recline mode just for an hour's sleep here before we arrive. Just going to give you a snapshot of the leg room. So this is me lie flat, nice little duvet, seatbelt. Gonna watch the rest of my movie. Cabin's very quiet. It's time for me to have a nice hour's sleep. So good night from summer entering Western Australia. So we have just commenced our descent into Perth, Western Australia. Just a wee quick synopsis of the flight. So I'm very comfortable. It's a lovely little way to spend 3.5 hours. A bit like the Aer Lingus flight from Dublin to Malaga or Faro, except with this you get a full service. Very nice. The crew are efficient I wouldn't say it's the warmest crew I've ever had. Some are a little bit, yeah, just leave it at that. But all in all, it's comfortable, it's a nice way to travel, and even better, at £6 or 20,000 Avios, it's very nice. I initially came to Australia on Qatar. I actually had quite bad food poisoning, so I didn't actually do a video. But when you come from the like of Qatar's 5-star plus, everything is sort of not as good as Qatar, but again, for what I paid for an Avios and prices after the food was very nice, and it's nice to have a lie flat bed. Get some nice shots of us arriving into Perth, and would I travel with them again? Very good. Would I like to do 14-15 hours in this flight? Probably not. It's interesting that there's a lot of people travelling on this flight, landing in Perth or flying on to London, Rome and Paris on Qantas' new direct service to Europe. There's a much better seat, and it's on the new Dreamliner, so I'm sure that would be a much better thing to travel on. So as I say, some nice shots of us landing into Perth, and welcome to Western Australia. Welcome to Western Australia. It's another One World airline done and dusted with Avios. So on to a few bit of days of some nice heat, some nice drinks, and let's enjoy Western Australia. Join me on my next trip, which is going to be an extremely exciting one in a few weeks' time.